Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the Lazy Redhead. And if you don't know, I am the Lazy Redhead. Today is kind of a bit of a mishmash. I wanted to get things done. I wanted to tick stuff off my list, and I thought, well, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it together. Don't worry, I've cut out all the boring bits. Well, I think I have. We are going to be unboxing another present, swatching another present. This is a present from another subscriber for my birthday, and I was a bit taken aback one night. I'll just show you. I know. So in aid of this, I've had to come up with new storage solutions, which I'm very, very happy with. I've also sorted the studio out. I have, what else have I done? We've done a massive swatcheroonie, but I've sped it up because it is 150 pencils. And yeah, I mean, even sped up to the highest speed is still 55 seconds, which you may think is quite fast. It's not. I will take you through the swatcheroonie after you've seen the epic swatch. We'll just plod along from there. We've got a few things to do this week. I want to carve out some time to do some drawing and to sit down and create something. So I'll definitely be doing that at the end, especially, and I'll be using these bad boys, so there's just no getting out of it. And I've also wanted to utilise some of the pencils that I got last week, which was my luminance from another subscriber. You know who you are, Stephanie. So I wanted to combine the two. I heard of Prismacolor when I was doing my research on colouring pencils. When I got my first set, I ended up getting the Faber-Castell set right at the beginning of my channel, and I love them, absolutely love them. Prismacolor was always on the list though, wasn't it? It was always on the list of the preferred cost-effective pencil for the professional artist. And it was also Debbie Draws Funny. Her channel is linked down below. Hi Debs. Debbie also advised I get the Prismacolor as a cost-effective way to get a colouring pencil. Like, it's cost-effective, but the quality is also there. Just with the swatching alone, absolutely, they're amazing to work with, and I can see why so many artists who love colouring pencils reach for the Prismacolors. They are fantastic. I wouldn't say they're the cheapest. They're by no means cheap, but in terms of like your luminance, your Faber-Castell and your Holbein, these bad boys are a really fantastic alternative, and the quality is absolutely there. So I've already done the swatcheroonie because I'm an eager beaver. I plonked them in their Forever Home earlier today, but I filmed it, obviously. Anyway, see you at the end. We have a lot to do today. I thought I'd turn the camera on because my dog's going mental in the background, so I apologise in advance. Obviously, we've just swatched these really fast. Love. I'm now sharpening them. I should have really sharpened them before I swatched them because, you know, they have the waxy film on the nib and you don't get the true colour, all that stuff, but I was just too excited, right? We know what I get like when it comes to a swatcheroonie. But one thing I did notice with these, that they're really short, you know, the nibs. So this is how they should be versus how they actually are. Do you see what I mean? That one's how they should be. And then they're like this, are really short and stubby. And they're freaking me out. Just the pure shape of them freaks me out. There are things that I need to do this week, right? Other than to arse around with these pencils. I'm going to organise the pencils in the most amazing, aesthetically pleasing way ever, and you're coming along for the ride. I'm also going to organise the studio, have a bit of a move round. I feel like I need to nest. You know, we've had a lot of rainy days. Yesterday I went swimming, didn't get any footage of that. The lake was freezing. Life-giving though, life-giving. I feel like I've got a lot of ideas in my head because I've got my new art materials over my birthday. I've got a couple more packages coming, and one of which I know, and I couldn't believe my luck. I could not believe it. The generosity here is unreal, is unfathomable. Like, I've never had this in my life, you know? And I'm just very speechless. That's what it is, speechless. I feel like I need to do like a full video on gratitude. You know, that's where I'm at, just speechless. I've got some ideas brewing in the back of my head and they're overwhelming, you know, where they sort of flood in, you know. I've got all this stuff, all this amazing things and everything, and kids are starting to fight now. We're just trying to prep ourselves this week, trying to get stuff done. I want to change stuff around actually. I was at the lake yesterday, as I said, swimming, and I want to get more water in my work, you know. I feel like the landscape is missing a body of water. I feel like I'm being drawn there with my swimming, and I feel like I want my work to start reflecting that. You know, there's beautiful waters around here and I've swam in a lot of them now. But each of them is different. So like Crummock water here is really dark. Black waters, really just ominous. Love it, you know. Bassenthwaite here. Those waters are, I think that lake is the shallowest lake in England. So that one's very muddy, very silty. It's got a lot of silt and, you know, you move and then it just dusts up. Wastwater here is my favourite. Very clean, clear water, lovely. Actually, there's a lady of the lake in this water, 1970s. A lady called Margaret, forgotten her surname. And she was an air stewardess and he was a pilot. And married and everything. Anywho, she had an affair and the husband, and she was apparently, according to Wikipedia, so it's got to be true, innit? She was having an affair. She was quite volatile as well. Anyway, he came back, obviously had it out with her, as you do. She attacked him, they wrestled, he ended up losing his proverbial crap and strangling her to death. All of this went down in Surrey. He wrapped her up, I think he tied her up in some coax cable, wrapped her up in a rug or a carpet, drove her all the way to Wastwater, or Wasdale, and lobbed her in. Wastwater is the deepest lake in England, but she only dropped to the depth of about 35 feet, I think, or is it metres? It might be metres. Then in 1983, I believe, 8 years later, a diving team went down into the lake to search for a French exchange student that went missing. And obviously they came across Margaret. She was so well preserved in what's called ghost wax there is another name for it. This is the technical name. I can't pronounce it because my dyslexia will not have it. It's basically where the fat in the body hardens and creates like this film over the body. And that is due to the lack of oxygen in the lake, freshwater lake, lack of oxygen. And she was so well preserved that she could be identified by close family and friends. I know, 8 years later. The husband went down he denied it, obviously. He then confessed, I don't know, the details of the trial and whatnot, but needless to say, he did end up confessing, and he served 8 years for manslaughter and a couple of other charges, you know, like cause obstruction and all that good stuff. But yeah, can you believe it? Can you believe it? So there is a Lady of the Lake at Wasdale, or Wastwater. There's also a bomber, a World War II, I believe, bomber at the bottom of Wasdale, as well as a gnome garden at 15 feet. I know that for sure. So there's me telling you about all this stuff whilst I'm sharpening 150 pencils by hand. I will say though, the sharpener I'm actually using is the sharpener out of these uni watercolour sets. They are fantastic. The sharpeners out of here, those ones, I'm telling you now, fantastic. Bloody marvellous. I'm delighted with it. So yeah, that's all I know, but I love swimming. I just love it. And so I think that when I was on the lake yesterday, my husband conveniently forgot his wetsuit, so he was on the sidelines watching me splash about in the time of my life. Conveniently, we all know. It was there when I was thinking, actually, these colours in the lake and things are absolutely stunning, beautiful. And I think that I should be getting lakes into my work a lot more, considering that they are quite a large part of my life now, you know. We're on the last tray, thank the Lord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this last tray, grab a brew. Hopefully my fingers haven't blistered too much. And I'll meet you back here and we'll do something else productive. Okay. Now, obviously, it's no secret that when it comes to pencils, I'm insane. This is no exception. I've come up with the best way, I believe, in my opinion, of storing the pencils, because when you have a lot of them, storing them is an issue. They're very expensive. I love them. I want to take care of them, but I also need access to them. I want to be able to grab when I want. I don't like the thought of not being able to have access to it, or have steps, unnecessary steps between wanting to use them and then using them. Oof, hate that. Get rid of the steps. So this is what I've done. I have gone and created pops of colours. Greens at the front because they are my favourite. So what I'm going to do is essentially take the Prismacolors out of here and plonk them in my cups. I do have the watercolour separate, or water soluble. I'm now going to separate these bad boys into my pots. Right, I've had a clear out. Got rid of quite a few things, some books that I don't need anymore. None that you've seen, so don't worry, don't go mental. Just random things that you just collect, don't you? I love having a clear out. Dog is going mental out there. I've got the door open, I'm so bloody hot. I've got all my pencils. Excuse me, Winston. Oh my God, it's so heavy. I mean, look at that. Have you ever seen something so bloody beautiful? And I got some pencil cases. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna create the pencil cases. I'm gonna have one for water soluble. I'm gonna have one for cools, non-water soluble, and one for warms, non-water soluble. See what I mean? And this is kind of in preparation for a trip I've got in December. Obviously it's the beginning of October now. But Maniga Beaver, and I've got a lot that I want to get done and achieve between now and then. And I've got some more art supplies on the way. So we are going to be inundated with stuff. Hence the clear up, the new start. I'm going to downpan you that I'm going to create. I'm going to create my pencil case. Okay, let's do that. I'm so hot. The studio looks immaculate though, I must say. It looks bloody lovely. I'll take you around. I'm just going to keep it on this page and I'm just going to go through the different colours. Today though, I'm going to leave the water soluble for another day because that is a separate video entirely, because we do have another quite substantial package coming for that. So let's start with my favourite. Let's start with greens. Just want to take you through the swatch for a second actually before I forget. With large sets, what I do find is that there are a lot of repeat performers is what I call them, and I think this set is no exception. So for example, I have marked them all, so these two I feel are repeats, you know, quite similar. These two similar, those two, and you kind of go on. Blues are renowned for having a lot of repeats, but to be fair, this set's not so bad. So you've got one there, you've got one here, you've got this one, those two. I don't see that it matters too much to me, because if I've got these filled up, I can keep them in my go bag, and then I know that the pencils I have in the studio I can still use. But that's the only thing. If you're going to get a big set, then just bear that in mind, that you might have repeat performers. I don't think it's an issue, more the bloody merrier, but just pointing it out. So I have my favourite green somewhere in here. It's in here somewhere. It's mine and Pat's favourite colour. Here it is. This is a Faber-Castell green grey. It's called Earth Green, this one, and I love it. So that one is definitely going in. I know that Prismacolor has some colours that are similar, and I want to find out what those... So this is nice. Any colour that kind of complements this, I'm going to pop in there. And there are some really beautiful minty ones. And that one's too minty. I'm not really a fan of that one. What was this one? Well, that one's quite nice actually. I'll put that one in. And these are just a mix of brands, really. Bollocks. I just threw that at myself. Some dirtiness in there. Got to get some more dirtiness, haven't I? Oh, that one's really lovely. I'll put that one in there. These Prismacolors are absolutely beautiful. Oh, that one's delicious. I'll put that one in there too. Well, I'll put that one in. Okay, that's enough greens. I don't think we've got enough room, to be fair, for all of them. I'm probably gonna have to get a new bloody pencil case, aren't I? Okay, so that's nice. Love that one. See, I probably will end up doing a lot of repeats because I know what I'm like. I like that one too. Don't need two. Get rid of one. Right, there we go. That's done. Oh, that one looks really lovely. Oh, we've got first casualty. Oh, that one's lovely. I'm definitely having that one. Oh, that one's lovely. I'll keep that one. So, you're binging me. Why are you binging me? A friend of mine, my next door neighbour, she has just been interviewed for Sky News over in Jordan. Don't even ask. I don't know how she gets herself into these situations. But she's living her best life, so that's all that matters, isn't it? I'm going to keep that one. Luminance. Right, that's enough browns. Now, ordinarily, I don't usually get lots of yellows, but ochres are a must, aren't they? Oh, I'll definitely keep that one out. That one's nice. Yeah, I think those three are nice. That'll do. One thing that's mental actually is the fluorescent. Right, they're very transparent. I don't even know if it's coming on It's not even going on the camera the way it is in person. It's absolutely mental. No, it's not. It's a vibrant. Oh, that one's nice. I'll keep that one out. We'll just have that one. That one's fine. Wicked. That one's nice. Yep, definitely do that one. Yep, definitely do that one. Okay, cool. That will do. What's this one? That one is okay. There are some really nice ones here, actually. More pale. What about this one? That one's nice. Nope. Yeah, I think those two are nice, and I'll... Oh, what was this one? Oh, that one's nice. I'll go with that one. Running out of room, but that is okay. Now I want Mauve. That one's a lovely one. That one's really nice, actually. Cool. There we go. Blues, blues, blues. Now, where is my... That's one that I love. Yep, love that one. Where's my luminance? Nope, it's not that one. Oh, right now, which one's this blue? Yep, nice, like that one. Another casualty. That's not the one. Where's that luminance though? Can't have gone far. It's not that one, is it? No, that's Phthalo. What bloody hell's that one gone then? Is it there? Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Right, there's that bit. That's fine. Now, greys are great because they're really good for skies. I love a grey so much. Love that. Lighter grey. Cool. Yeah, I think that's good. I think I'm happy with that. Now that I've made a beautiful mess, I'm going to make a little swatch of what I have in each bag, and then I'll show you that. So it's the next day. It's not early, but I haven't long woken up. I know, lazy. This is what I ended up with. These are the Fabier Castell Pit Pens. And I thought, that is such a lovely palette. So I thought I'd give it a spin round the block. Whack a movie on, didn't film it, and just break out the sketchbook. It's something I haven't done in a long time, and actually I'm going to keep doing because I think it's a really good thing to do. You know, you sat in front of the TV, you're watching a movie, but you're being productive. And I also was reminded last night how it's also another way to create without thinking about creating, because as I say, that is the best way to make work, in my opinion. I make my best work when I'm not thinking about it. Before I go on though, I did think to myself though that when I was creating last night, there are a few more that I need. I needed some pales to create that contrast. I also need a few more darks. There's a lot of mid-tones here. Well, I need more darks and more lights. Before I move on to the sketchbook, sorry, morning, you know, I ended up using my pencil roll. Remember this thing? For those of you who are new and don't know, this made an appearance on New York Part 1. I decided to use my pencil roll in there. I mean, how satisfying. And I've made some gaps along here to remind myself of the sort of colours that I need. Really satisfying, isn't it? I don't usually do a pencil roll. I think it's because pencil roll is quite restrictive, isn't it? You have to stick to the amount of pencils you can have in the roll. But with pencil case, you can ram them in. Onto sketches. I used A5 Moleskine watercolour sketchbook. Okay, my first sketch, which I'll be honest, I'm in love with. I know. I absolutely love it. I really love it. Remember I said about the water, so that's kind of where I was gearing myself for. Very water orientated. Oh, this is stuck together. Oops. I decided then to rework a piece I had in my sketchbook. So I did that, and I loved the sky. Love that. I also reworked another piece I did in my sketchbook. Don't mind this so much. Oh, I'm not a fan. There's little bits, I like these little red boop boop boop, but that was actually there before I got here. Don't mind that so much. And then finally I did this one, bits about it I like. Yeah. I did realise though how much work I actually did when I was just sat there watching a movie in my own world. I used to do it a lot. I think I'm going to make a conscious effort to continue to do that because I really do believe that it's another great way to just create without thinking about creating. There we go. You know, those times where you think, I'm glad tea exists. I'm glad tea exists. One thing I will say, just to let you know, sketchbook party. The sketchbook party goers have got, what have you got? You have got the black sketchbook giveaway. So that's this week. All about the black sketchbook, how I use it, my love-hate relationship with it. That's what that's, and that's Sunday. That will be out Sunday. Patreon have an early access on Saturday. You have the Did You Know early access for those of you that are new. Did You Know is a little series I started. It's just about weird and wonderful art facts, really. It's something I'm quite passionate about. I did want to do one a month, but what I'm going to do is do it sporadically. The Did You Know will be available on YouTube, and that is the last Saturday of the month. Patreon goers get early access the first Saturday of the month. There we go. And that's about it. That's all I have. That's all I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you're all well and being creative. I know some of my subscribers are going through a really hard time right now. If you need me, email me. But if there's something I can do, let me know and I will be there. I will see you guys next week. For the Patreon, I'll see you tomorrow, and for the sketchbook party goers, I will see you Sunday. As you know, I love you.